Most of the time, I crave a hefty IPA, but sometimes I just want a nice light lager. Let's talk about the fastest growing niche in the beer market.
There's a bar in Philadelphia that has no bartenders, just taps on the wall, and you get your own beer. Do we really need a beer ATM?
I don't think so. With Lew Bryson, I'm Glen Macnow. We're at St. Boniface Craft Brewing in Ephrata for a new episode of What's Brewing.
What's Brewing is brought to you in part by Monco Maker's Passport. Download your free digital pass and sip your way through Montgomery County. By the Conshohocken Brewing Company, featuring 4 locations and available at beer retailers throughout the tri-state area. And by support from the Pennsylvania Malt and Brewed Beverage Industry Promotion Board and grant funding from the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board.
Hey, welcome to What's Brewing. I'm Glen Macnow, joined by my pal Lew Bryson, Whiskey Beer Authority, host of the podcast Seen Through a Glass. Make sure you find that. We are at St. Boniface Brewing on Main Street in Ephrata. Beautiful place here. And by the way, let me tell you that this autumn, enjoy the handcrafted beer, wine, and spirits of Lancaster County on Discover Lancaster's new Craft and Cork Trail. The free mobile passport allows you to check in at participating businesses and rewards you with cool prizes. A great way to quench your thirst for some fall fun. All right, Lew. As I said, you know, I'm an IPA.
You are an IPA guy.
I am an IPA guy, but the hot thing these days is the light lagers. We are here at St. Boniface. They do this one, which this is called Pravda. Where's the can? Here's the can.
Yep.
Which let's try this thing. Comes in at 4.5%. Very tasty, very crisp, very much, nice, approachable, good beer. I want to know what you brought me because I am intrigued by the fact that as much of the beer market is flat these days, this is growing. So pour me what you got and tell me why this style is something that people are really enjoying these days.
What I have is a new light lager from New Trail in Williamsport. This is called State Light. And as you can see from the blue and white labeling, they're just,
they're getting in on the
being
action.
pretty subtle there.
Sure.
Right?
Why not?
But why is this hot? Mm-hmm. It's because it's cool.
What do you mean?
It's a cold beer. People drink it to get refreshed.
Yeah.
You're not really drinking this. It's beer that accelerates conversation, doesn't start it.
Interesting. I don't love this one, by the way.
I don't
love this one. Here's the trend. In 2022, chain retail volume sales of light lagers, such as these, performed 8% better than the craft beer industry overall. I'm going to read you a quote. This is from Good Beer Hunting. With increasing frequency, craft breweries are making a push to stylistic realms that once were anathema, I'm sorry for the big words here, to the ideals of craft. Pale, highly carbonated, deliberately familiar light lagers in 6 and 12 packs, challenging the Bud Light, Coors Light, Pabst Blue Ribbon. If you're going to see, there's a picture here from Lower Merion Beverage Company, Ardmore. This is where I buy beer, and they have a whole section now for light lagers. Let me give you the one that I brought you. This is Kenwood Light, and I really like these people. They're out of Philly. And this is the only beer they make, by the way. They
gotta like that.
Yeah, you do kind of like that. They have a contract with Yards. They make it over at Yards. This is the one they do.
Sure smells clean.
4.1%, 127 calories in a can. They've been around for 3 years, and again, this is what they do.
You can really taste the corn.
Yeah. You can really taste the corn.
I hope
like
there's
it.
corn in it.
I think they use really good ingredients. I like this one. So what in the name of double dry hop fruit IPA is going on here? I thought the whole craft industry was essentially launched to get away from this style.
It's some of that, but it was also launched to get away from just that style. Because, I mean, in the 70s, early 80s, that was all you could find.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, craft brewing was always about variety. Not necessarily getting away from that, but I think
Stouts
mostly
and
getting away
IPAs
from
and sours.
Right, I
and,
want to see
you
all
know,
of it.
Sure.
But this is just adding more stuff to the portfolio.
Okay.
This is just another choice. Because sometimes, like when I'm working on my car with my brother-in-law,
Yeah.
who's actually a mechanic and knows the stuff, I'm just there to
I gotta
twisty
meet that
twisty.
guy, yeah.
I'll tell you what.
It's a good brother-in-law to have.
It's a great time
My
to
brother-in-law is
have
an
just a-
urban planner. You think that helps me in day-to-day life?
Yeah, it's not really going to help.
No. Yeah, so these are defined as sessionable beers, a dive bar tap water, which I think is kind of funny. And you and I know for a lot of brewers, this is their kind of off-the-shift beer that they enjoy. So, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And I think it's also a way for people who like this kind of beer and want to support their local brewery, but
I think that's it. So,
Yeah.
you know, one of the other things about the whole craft thing was it's local, drink local, right? So this Pravda, which by the way I like, is like a local version if I don't want a 10.8% double, triple hop something.
you want to have something for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? Why not?
Now, some of these are kind of revivals of old brands like that our dads grew up with, right? What do you got?
Narragansett is my go-to there. I mean, I will go to a bar in Boston and get a Narragansett.
Yeah.
There'll be other options there, IPAs, whatever. I just like a Narragansett lager sometimes.
And it makes you feel local.
It does.
Yeah, which is true. They're more difficult to brew. They amazingly at 4.5% cost more than an IPA. Why is that?
Lager process. It's got to be kept cold when it's aging, when it's fermenting. It's got to be kept cold. It's got to be kept in the tank longer. So you need more tanks to make the same amount of beer as if you're making an ale, because it just doesn't turn as fast.
And they take longer.
They take longer. It takes more electricity. It takes more people.
Right.
Yeah.
Ties up your resources longer. So if you go to a bar and say, why am I paying as much for the 4% as I am for the 7%? That's the answer.
Yeah, I mean, materials are just a chunk of it. There's a lot of other stuff.
Do you think there is some degree of IPA fatigue that is playing into this?
I had IPA fatigue in 1997, so
Not me.
yeah. But I mean, not everyone's you. You know, there are. Yeah, I'm sure there are people who are just like, oh, just not another IPA.
Yeah. Well, I love my IPAs, but you know what? This is really good. Some of the other ones we brought, by the way, this is Delco. I love this Delco Lager from 2SP.
Yes.
Which is a great one. Of course, Yingling Light makes one. Comes in at 99 calories, Lou. I like this. It's a Philly thing from Stable 12, which is a 4.5%.
I like those guys.
And I got one from Pittsburgh here. Cinderland's Beer Company Little Cinder with Lime, presumably better than the Bud Light with lime. Anyway, coming up, you heard Lou talk about it before, self-service bars where you pour your own. Good idea, bad idea? Well, we'll let you know what we think about it. And I think we might have already tipped our hand. We're at St. Boniface Craft Brewing in Ephrata. Lew Bryson, Glen Macnow. What's brewing?
Cheers.
Book your stay at discoverlancaster.com.
Welcome back to What's Brewing. Lew Bryson, Glen Macnow. We're at St. Boniface Craft Brewing on Main Street in Ephrata. I am enjoying the Johnny Hammersticks Hazy IPA.
Yeah, had to find a hazy.
Clock's in at a pretty low 5.6%, Lou. I can enjoy a few of these. What do you got there?
I got Charter 77. This is a Czech Pils, which is just one of my favorite
Right up
styles.
your alley. I know you love that style. All right, so we're having a lot of fun this year with our photo challenge. Every week we ask you to send us pictures of some beer-related activity or something, and at the end we're going to have a big party at Ship Bottom Brewing Company. We appreciate that. Let me give you the winners first for this week. We asked to see the best beer walls in your house, and Lou, I got to tell you, I was in awe, and I pity these poor people's wives. Yeah. This is Dave Wilriggs who sent us this. He said He's the pride of Reading, is Dave Will. He's got about 150 above the bar. Ed Drake, this is amazing. This has taken over his house. Ed, congratulations, you're one of this week's winners. And finally, this guy had so many, he put them on a video for us because he couldn't fit him in a picture. Mike Herman, there you see. I believe he works in the business, so I think he may have access to them. But you all are this week's winners, which brings us to this week's challenge. And this week we're asking you to do this. We want to see you with a beer that has a foreign language label. And by the way, not German, okay? Something a little more exotic. By the way, if it's a language we can't read, all the better. I couldn't find anything in Thai or Japanese, but Lou, look what I brought you. This is Kozel. Can you read that word for me? Polish. This is a Polish beer.
Velko Popovice.
Did you make that up? Or that's
No,
that's what it says. Wow, nicely done. What'd you bring? I got Polish. What do you got?
Oddly enough, I also have Polish.
Oh, all right.
I just love this because it's like Soviet era picture of a woman driving a tractor.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So send us a beer with a foreign label printed in another language. Apparently Polish is easy. Let's see. Let's
get something else.
All right, Lou. Good idea, bad idea. Here we go. We teased it earlier. There is a new bar in Center City, Philadelphia called Tapster. They have no bartenders. They have no cooks. What they have, Michael Klein wrote a very good story in the Inquirer, and he wrote, there is a wall lined with 54 taps of beer, wine, cocktails, spiked teas, hard seltzer, kombucha, cold brew coffee, and juices, all self-service. So you hand over your credit card. They basically give you what is a tap card. You go around and you put the tap card in on the wall, and then you pour beer, and it measures how much you pour.
Dude, I've seen people try to tap their own beers. This is not going to work. You would have to have that tap system dialed in exactly and keep it there.
Well, you probably pay by the size of the glass, but here's the thing. I love bartenders.
Yes.
I love going to places because I like to sit at the bar and talk to the bartender. What do you have? What do you recommend? What do you like? What's on TV? Isn't this all about a social thing?
The thing is, I keep running into these people who are like, I'll just get the bartender out of the way. I know what I want. Give it to me. Like, you know what? Buy it at the store. Where, by the way, you can go to your automated thing and check out that way. You don't need to talk to a cashier, I guess.
Yeah. So the way this works is you can try anything you want, and then at the end you pay by the ounce. When you're ready to leave, you check out. You check out on your own, Lou.
I already do it at the grocery store. Why are they making me do it here?
Yeah, I hate it at the grocery store.
Yeah.
When you do it at the grocery store, do you find that it never works? Because that's what I do.
Oh, there's always something that doesn't work.
And they always have somebody working at the grocery store, standing by the self-serve checkout, because when it doesn't work, which it doesn't,
they come over and check it out.
Yes, what's the point? What's the point? Give me a checkout person, but definitely give me a bartender.
Oh, yeah.
I love the bartender
Yeah.
price. By the way, at this place, Tapster, and I'm really not here to rip them, although I guess we are, the prices seem a little uneven. A Rolling Rock is $3.
Beautiful.
Okay. Stacy's Mom by Evil Genius, a really nice beer.
Yeah.
75 cents an ounce. Do the math. $12 a pint?
I don't get that. I don't get it.
If
There's
this
a
is a
place
wave
in
of the
Omaha that does it with whiskey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't even get to see the bottle.
Oh, no.
That's just strange.
Not good. Okay, so we're a hard no against this.
I have a
right?
hard no.
Okay. One other thing we want to show you, because I found this
Yes.
video on Twitter, and I got to tell you, let's roll it right here. Lou, this guy in this kayak is my hero. I don't know how he does this.
I don't know, the slide was completely unexpected.
I
and
got to
amazing.
tell you, this guy, he's the hero of the week. When we find good videos, we'll show them to you. Anyway, that's great. We are at the St. Boniface Craft Brewing on Main Street in Ephrata. This autumn, enjoy the handcrafted beer, wine, and spirits of Lancaster County and discover Lancaster's new craft and cork trail. All right. When we get back, we are going to check in with our pal Joe Sixpack right here on What's Brewing.
Hey, Ben. Glenn.
Hi, Andrew Colligan, purveyor of fine Conshohocken Brewing Company beer. I find myself in a bit of a quandary, Andrew. I love Conshohocken Brewing Company beer, but which one is my favorite? Ooh, I do love Type A IPA.
Our #1 selling beer for a reason.
Yes, and Hazy Life Coach IPA. Oh, this one is delicious.
Hazy, juicy goodness.
And Wonderful. And who wouldn't love that? Who doesn't love Ring the Bell American Lager?
The perfect choice to pair with our Philly sports teams or anytime.
You know what? I think it's Ring the Bell for me, but now the question is, what's the right quantity?
I think I might have something perfect for you. Ring the Bell 12-pack.
Why, you've nailed it. Now available in convenient 12-ounce 12-packs at any beer store near you. This is wonderful. But how will all of this fit on the back of my horse? Hey, welcome back to What's Brewing. I'm Glen Macnow, and we are joined at this time by our pal Joe Sixpack, living large over in France, but so much to discuss. It is that time of year. We are in Oktoberfest right now. I know this is always a real big deal for you. We'll talk about what's going on here in a minute, but hey, man, you're a skip and a hop from Munich.
I am. I wish I was going there this year. I can't make my way to Munich. I love it. It's a great thing. Here in Brittany, however, there's nothing going on with Oktoberfest. I've been to the beer store looking for Oktoberfest beer, and it has not showed up. This is, I guess, for all those times, I joined the chorus of people complaining about pumpkin beer and Oktoberfest beer showing up too early. This is the payback. I don't get it now.
Oh, that's a shame. I, by the way, went to the store today and picked up my first Oktoberfest. This is the Trogs Oktoberfest Lager. Oh, I'm a big fan of Trogs. I think you are as well. This is a nice 6.1% malty Oktoberfest. Let's define what is an Oktoberfest beer. How is, what makes this?
It's a great question. That sounds about maybe a little high for alcohol, but Oktoberfest beer is it's a lager, and it is typically a copper-colored beer. It's a little stronger because it has more malt in it. It goes back at the style, you can trace it back to the 1800s when it was actually called Märzen then, which is a beer that would have been made in March and then allowed to condition in lager until the fall for the Harvest Festival. American Oktoberfest, though, is definitely a little bit different than your typical Munich Oktoberfest, which tends to be a good bit lighter and lower in alcohol. And there's one basic reason for that, and that is that the beer is served at Oktoberfest. They want you to be drinking more of that beer in those big liter pitch or mugs, and so they don't want you drinking heavy, strong beers. They want you to drink more lighter beers.
Okay, I've never had the opportunity to get over there for that. My son was and described those long white tents that just go on. Can you, in 30 seconds, tell us why we got to get to Munich one of these years?
It's Disneyland for beer lovers. If you can imagine the palestra, a tent the size of the palestra, with oompa bands and half chickens and sausage and wonderful waiters and waitresses bringing out stacks of mugs of beer out to you, and it's just this raucous scene of beer drinking. It gets crazy. It's a big carnival. It's like a circus for beer.
That worked. You sold me. I will get there one of these years. I got to get there one of these years. By the way, as we air this, a lot of events have already occurred in Pennsylvania and the Delaware Valley, but there are still some coming. Let me just tell people, starting on September 23rd, starting on Saturday, Warwick Farms, one of our favorite places, has something going on in Jamison. Newtown Brewing has an event starting the 29th and 30th. Next week, Neshaminy Creek and Croydon, Myers Brewing in Philadelphia, all have events coming up. So check your calendars and enjoy it. Probably one step short of Munich, but nonetheless, it would be fun. All right, I got Ask Joe Sixpack. By the way, if you have a question for Professor Sixpack, go to his Twitter page at beer_radar or mine at Real Glen Macnow. Here's what we got. It's a lengthy question, but it's a good one. From Frank Mooney. Sam Adams beer, many years before they expanded to so many different varieties, Sam Adams' two main beers were Sam Adams Lager, Sam Adams Ale. That was my favorite before it disappeared 5 to 8 years ago. I've asked around, nobody's been able to give me an answer why. I'm puzzled by its disappearance. I drown my sorrows in other beers. I want my Sam Adams Ale. I went to the beer store today, Lower Merion Beverage Company, my favorite beer store, and I asked Jim Martin, can I get some? He said, no, I got the Sam Adams Cherry Wheat, which I will enjoy. But whatever happened to Sam Adams Ale?
Well, Sam Adams Boston Ale, it's true, was one of the originals, along with Boston Lager, which I think we talked about on the show some time ago about how they changed the recipe. And that's the case with Boston Ale, in that breweries are always changing things up. It's just part of the nature of beer because they're trying to serve beer that people want. And if people aren't drinking Boston Ale, then they aren't going to be making it anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just part of the nature of change.
Yeah, I know, but there are, and we've done shows on this, there are those classic ones that you like, and when they disappear, you really like. You know what? Lord Chesterfield. It comes, it goes. When it comes back, I will always get a Yuengling Lord Chesterfield. Joe Sixpack, I will cherish this Sam Adams for the rest of the day. It's always nice to see you. We will talk to you soon, my friend.
Great to see you.
I'm Rachel Riley with the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board, and I'm here with Philadelphia Eagles cornerback Darius Slay and Chair of the Montgomery County Commissioners, Ken Lawrence. And we're here to ask you to donate to the 9th annual Freedom from Hunger Food Drive.
With the rising cost of food, the need is greater than ever.
Funds will be used to help support almost 70 free meal providers throughout the Monco Anti-Hunger Network.
For every dollar, 7 meals can be provided.
To donate, visit valleyforge.org/hunger, and thank you for your generosity.
Welcome back to What's Brewing. Hey Lou, you like zip lining?
What do you think?
You like axe throwing?
I do.
Well, you can do all of that and more at nearby Refreshing Mountain. Let's check that out.
I'm the fun scheduler here, which is a glorified name of just saying, hey, we like to have fun and plan great outdoor activities for families and for groups. Our zip lines have been around for about 20 years, and we've slowly but surely added along that time frame to 14 different zip lines, and families can come up for the day to enjoy them. We have 3 different courses. We have a 2 zip line course that's paired with this elevated obstacle course behind me. We have a 5 zip line course that is actually the 3rd level of this elevated obstacle course. And then we have a 7 zip line course that's our longest zip lines. And that one takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours to complete. So they have varying levels of time frames. But families from as young as 5 years old up to 80 or 90 years old, people have done it. So you do not need to have any special training or experience prior to ziplining. Just a fun attitude to come and enjoy. We have professionally trained guides who are certified to lead and guide each zipline tour that we have. So they will be with you the whole way through the course. They will do all the hard skills of hooking you up and clipping you in. You just sit back, relax, and enjoy. We have a lot of different activities here on our property. Outside of just ziplining, we have a climbing tower. We have a whole wildlife center with reptiles and amphibians. We have a farm area. Some people like to do horseback riding lessons. We have a pool that's open to the public during the summer. And then we also have a large playground area for young kids and some kids that are young at heart. But then we also have a nice hiking trail that goes around our property that's about a 2-mile loop. So there's a lot of fun activities that you can just come up and enjoy. We do have a catch and release pond here, so you can bring your own fishing equipment and you can enjoy some fishing. A new activity that we added in the past year, outdoor activity, also great for large groups or corporate groups, would be our axe throwing. So you can come do that as a family or a corporate group, or just come hang out with your friends. That's a lot of fun too. We're a year-round facility, so we're not just running during the summertime. We have winter activities as well. So we actually light up this whole property with Christmas lights. The elevated obstacle course and the zip lines behind me are all lit up in Christmas lights. So we have a forest full of lights. And we're very close. We're 5 minutes from Elizabeth Tree Farm, which is another great location to get Christmas trees. But then we also have Fox Meadows Creamery, another 5 minutes from us. And we also have ST.BONIFACE, which is 5 minutes from us. They have great beverages there, and then they also have a great menu of pizza, strombolis, and other good food items there too. We have day groups, large day groups that come up, everything from school field trips to corporate groups. So we do team building, we have escape rooms, so those are also very popular as well. And then you get a discount on any activities that you might do during your time.
That looks like a lot of fun. By the way, they got catch and release pond there too. Lou, I know you're a fisher. Good stuff. All right, we're back at St. Boniface Brewing Company in Ephrata. Mike Price is one of the owners here. He is with us. Tell us what we're drinking, because these look like pretty sweet beers here.
Right, so that's our Narrowback Red Ale. That was originally brewed in collaboration with some Irish gentlemen.
Yeah.
Narrowback is in reference to a slang term for Irishmen back in the day.
What's the term?
Narrowback.
Ah, well, it's a fine beer. What about him?
I went darker.
So he's got the Hegemony Imperial Stout. That was actually the first beer that we ever brewed back in 2011. 8%, tons of flavor.
And not sappy sweet. Thank you so much for that.
Right, nice and balanced.
Ooh, yeah.
You've got a lot of beers on the menu. You really do. It's, you know, for a place that's not a huge place, you got a nice wide variety.
Yeah, one of the things that we've always tried to do is have that good variety and always stick with the traditional styles. So we always try to do a British style that most people don't know anything about.
Yeah. People buy the British beers?
No.
See,
it's unfortunate.
And I know that because I'm a big fan of the malt ale. I'm a partner at Conshohocken Brewing. We do one of those, and it's like they're so good.
So good, so sessionable. You know, you sit around and don't get wasted after.
There's something about British malt that just doesn't translate anywhere else.
Yep. Let's talk about, you've got 2 locations. You got this one in Ephrata. Where's your other place?
Right. So our other place is Tide House in Lidditz. That's a full service restaurant. We do Tex-Mex kind of flair, but it's very creative over there with a mixed drink program. Here in Ephrata, we have a smaller kitchen area, so we're more limited in what we can do, but we do homemade pizzas and strombolis and sandwiches.
Nice.
And locally sourced ingredients.
And you drive through all the you feel like you're in Field of Dreams, driving through all the cornfields to get here. But when you get here, it's really, really worth it. Hours? What are your hours?
So our hours here in Ephrata, we're here 4 to 9 during the week, and then Friday and Saturday, 11 to 9. Over in the Lidditz location, we're open for lunch every day at 11.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, Mike, we've had a great time. Lou, as always, a pleasure to see you,
Cheers.
my friend, and thanks for hosting us.
You bet. Thanks for coming.
We'll see you next week on an all-new episode of What's Brewing.
What's Brewing is brought to you in part by Monco Maker's Passport. Download your free digital pass and sip your way through Montgomery County. By the Conshohocken Brewing Company, featuring 4 locations and available at beer retailers throughout the tri-state area. And by support from the Pennsylvania Malt and Brewed Beverage Industry Promotion Board and grant funding from the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board.